Hello. Oh, hi. Can y'all, child, can y'all hear me? Let me get the microphone on. Hello. Happy Friday. Yes. Hold on. Let me make this the thing. The audio sometimes can be a little, a little hood, a little ghetto. So let me make sure this is right. Oh, please, honey. Okay. Make sure I'm good. All right. Mm, okay. All right. So y'all can hear me, right? Let me know in the comments you can hear me. Okay. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay. Hi. Oh, child. This is everyone's here. Okay, I see. Oh Lord Jesus. It's a lot. It's a lot of y'all in here, child. Okay. We have not you late, Carlos. Well, I mean it's 7:34. Y'all calling me late? Late? It's 7:34. I mean, come on now. All right, so I'll give it just 2 more minutes and I'll get started so that we can talk about the interview. So, all right, for the raindrop emoji. I know that's right. I see the umbrellas. The talk with Sha. I see you. Okay, it's 6:35 in Chicago. Okay, Khadijah. Khadijah said she's in Chicago, honey, and it's 6:35. Okay. All right. Hi to Lisa. Hey, Jawan Randall. Raindrops. Yes, come on, emoji. LaShawn Jones. Sheila Dowdy. Lisa Allen. Hey, girl. All right. Shannon Reed. Detroit. Yes, Detroit. Hi. Oh, oh. Okay, y'all. I'm trying to shout y'all out. Y'all going so fast. Kitty, Summer Sunshine, Jawan. I saw Jawan Randall. I said hi to you, child. Okay. All right, let's get started. Y'all are crazy. Just know that. Just know y'all are crazy. And I love it. I love every bit of it. Darren moved. Darren, I think you bought Darren, I think you bought some merch. Um, hey Kevin Thornton. I think you bought some merch, Darren. It's on the way. So look, it's on the way. Everybody who purchased off of carloskingsshop.com, your merch is on the way. Okay. So see, I remember names because this the thing that I want y'all to know. Hold on. This the thing I want y'all to know. I personalize the packages. So if you get a package from me, I'm wearing the allegedly t-shirt with the crown, honey. If you get a package from me, I personalize it with a note. So I say hi, your name, and I'll leave you a message. So just know it's on the way. If you want some merch, carloskingsshop.com. Okay. All right. So let's get. Is it a coincidence NeNe wore the same color at the Art HOA reunion? Radiance 230. Oh, let me write that down in my notes. I didn't think about that. You're right. I'm telling you, this is all God. I'm going to write that down, Radiance, and I promise to address it. So thank you, Radiance. Okay. Okay. Hey, Lonnie. Raindrop. Okay. Let me get started now because I can do shout outs all day. Number one, I just want to personally say thank you all so much for tuning in to part one of the NeNe Leakes interview. I knew that it was going to be anticipated. I knew that it was going to be a talked about interview. I'm very spiritual, as you all know. On some real talks, I did not realize that we would break the internet. Like raindrops, we broke the internet. The fact that, listen, my podcast, my interview with NeNe made her trend number 6. An interview with me made NeNe Leakes trend number 6 out of thousands of what was trending on Twitter that day. NeNe trended for 48 hours. I spoke to NeNe. I spoke to NeNe. We spoke yesterday. I'll tell y'all about that later. But NeNe and I spoke yesterday, and she sends her love. NeNe's on vacation, which is funny. NeNe's on vacation, and she and I spoke yesterday, and she said how she's been receiving a lot of positive messages. So on behalf of NeNe, she wants to say thank you. NeNe's on vacation, but she's looking at every single DM y'all send her. She is reading all of the messages. So she wants me to let you all know that she loves each and every one of you. And she wants me to tell y'all thank you. It means the world to her. Me and NeNe got emotional together. And NeNe and I received so much love from you guys. But let me talk to you about how it went down. My podcast launched last year on April 6th. And everybody involved and all the raindrops and everyone else said, well, clearly, yes, Tiance, I saw what Sheree said. I'm gonna address that too, child. Hey, Tiance. Hey, Kitty. Okay, so I approached NeNe to be on my podcast. She said the time wasn't right. When I did my little mini reunion of the Atlanta Housewives, the OGs, Kim Zolciak, Sheree Whitfield, Deshaun Snow, Lisa Wu. When I did that last year for the Nightcap with Carlos King, I did contact NeNe. None of the housewives knew that they were going to be reunited. It was honestly a surprise to all of them. NeNe was approached to do it. I called her personally and texted her. NeNe texted me back and said, because I said, hey, can you come on my late night show? That was it. Kim, Sheree, Deshaun, and Lisa said yes. Did not know they were going to see each other. NeNe said, I'm just not ready. And I said, okay. I was cool with that because that's my girl. And I knew what she was going through because we're friends. So I never asked her again because I was waiting for NeNe to say she was ready. So NeNe said, Carlos, I love you. Let me back up. NeNe said, Carlos, I love you, and I'm so proud of you. She said, right now, I'm going through a lot. I'm not ready. And that was it. And I was like, girl, I love you. Thank you for the compliment. When you are ready, let me know. I was on a flight. I'm giving y'all all the tea. I was on a flight to Atlanta. This is how God works. I was on a flight to Atlanta. And when I'm on a flight, I sleep. Because that's the only time I can sit still. So I was asleep. And I woke up to a text from NeNe. And she said, bitch, I'm ready. And I said, well, girl, let's go. She said, but it has to be in person. I don't do Zoom. I said, bitch, say less. Okay. Then I made the arrangements. I had a week to pull this all together. I had 1 week because NeNe's schedule is busy. NeNe is busy. We'll get into that later. NeNe's busy. I had 1 week to pull this together, to call the crew, book the studio, get the set. Shout out to Red and shout out to Creative Souls who put this all together. And let me tell y'all something. I don't get nervous when I interview people. So I wasn't nervous. I knew how important this interview was going to be. One thing about my interviews, I don't talk to anybody before my interviews. I don't talk to their publicists. I don't talk to there's no prep going on. My interviews are what they are because it's natural. So we booked the date, we booked the time, and the rest is history. I want to talk about the interview, and you guys can ask me any questions that you want, and I will do my best to answer them. When I laid eyes on NeNe, I said, bitch, you look happy and good. NeNe, the way you saw NeNe on the set, that's how NeNe was. Like that's how she was. NeNe is in a very good place. And I want to address something. I read a lot of comments about we have the old NeNe back. We miss the lighthearted NeNe. We love a good, fun, shady NeNe. I need y'all to understand this. None of us knows, and quote me on this, none of us knows what it's like to be in NeNe Leakes' shoes. Her 6-inch heels, her Louboutins, she wore Valentino heels in my interview. No one knows what it's like to be NeNe. Me and NeNe started Atlanta Housewives on the same day, and I don't know what it's like to be NeNe Leakes. None of us knows what it's like to be the biggest Black reality star in the world. In the world. And I need for everybody to understand what that means. Okay? Imagine overnight, you went from going to Publix in Duluth, being a real housewife for your man and your kids, and every year you'll fly to LA for pilot season because you wanted to be an actress. And you never were able to get that gig that could change your life as an actress. Imagine hustling for years, saying to yourself, I just want that one gig that can change my life. NeNe became an overnight sensation. I went from going in this girl's house season 1 to working with her season 2, where it was, and y'all gonna shade me, and it's fine. Being around NeNe season 2 was like being around Kim Kardashian. Seriously, it was like, what is going on here? None of us knew what was going on. I don't know what it's like to be NeNe. I don't know what it's like to overnight, you're the biggest star in the world in terms of reality. And then you have Ryan Murphy call you. You're on a network show. You're on the cover of Ebony magazine by yourself. Okay? Networks love you. You're an overnight success. And that's why I said in my interview, she became this big star. So when people make comments about like, well, she had bad behavior. At the end of the day, I will say this. None of us knows what was going on in her life at the time. She showed y'all that her husband, let's talk. May Greg rest in peace. She showed you guys that her husband could not handle her fame. Could not handle it because he no longer had this control over her. And that's her husband. So imagine what that was like for everybody involved. All of a sudden you switch up. There's no instruction manual that you read that tells you how to prepare for fame. And one thing that I know with my own individual success, You go and you go and you go. You may stumble, you may fall, you may make mistakes, but it doesn't mean, and listen to me loud and clear. Just because you may have made some mistakes as you're going and growing into yourself, it doesn't mean that your heart isn't pure anymore. And I think it's one of those things where everybody needs some grace. And that's why I appreciate that NeNe said, now is not the time, bitch. If I would have interviewed NeNe last year, we would have saw a different NeNe. NeNe last year, who I was talking to low key, like, you good, sis? You want me to come over to Duluth and bring a casserole? NeNe last year was not the NeNe she is today. Um, think about this. Imagine losing your job and jobs, allegedly, losing your jobs, losing your husband, all at the same time. Imagine losing your jobs, allegedly, losing your husband, all at the same time. Your son, who is in his 20s, has a heart attack and has to learn how to walk again. And you mean to tell me that none of us can sit up and say, let's offer some grace because we don't know what she's going through? Imagine your partner going through cancer, going through chemo and radiation, beat cancer, only for 2 years later, the cancer to come back again. Give this woman some grace. She lost her husband, who she married twice. She lost her jobs. She lost friendships. And I'm not saying I'm not making excuses for anything. I'm laying down facts. Me saying that is to say, have some grace for somebody that may have said something you didn't like, or may was in a funky mood. I say all that to go back to my interview with her. The woman she is now is the woman I knew the first day I met her in 2008. It was in June. It was hot. We filmed in June of 2008 and the show premiered October 2008. NeNe's in a good place. In a very good place. So during the interview, one of the things that was special to me was the fact that at the end of the day, she has not lost her pizzazz or her shade or her wits. The bitch is still on point when it comes to, she's quick on her feet. And one of the jokes that she and I will always make is, me and NeNe call ourselves the Black Will and Grace. Me and NeNe have the same personality. And the going joke amongst the cast was, NeNe acts like Carlos. Because everyone says NeNe acts like a Black gay man, but no one knew who I was behind the scenes, right? So I'm the Black gay man, like, because me and NeNe have that, that all of that, like, yes, bitch, like me and NeNe are the same person. So I was happy that you guys got a chance to see our chemistry. Me and NeNe are the Black Will and Grace. Gypsy World said more like Karen and Jack. Okay, we'll take that too. So you guys got a chance to see the chemistry. Now, because I had no idea what she was going to say, I will say this. Let's talk about the gags of the interview. A lot of y'all were gagging about the amount they made the first season. I can't confirm or deny, so I'm gonna say allegedly. Allegedly, they made $10,000. Look, when you're first starting out in this business, it's not lucrative. It's not a lucrative business. You definitely have to be in a situation to where the show's a success. And again, I don't pay people. That's above my pay grade, honey. But it's one of those things where no one knew this show was going to be a hit. And that was what was so interesting about it. But again, it ain't about how you start, it's about how you finish, bitch. And um NeNe got her coins, baby. And NeNe still has money. She still has money. So there you go. So that was a gag. The other gag, though, was the Cynthia tea. So I didn't know that she felt that way about Cynthia. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I knew that she would make statements about it, but I didn't know that she felt that Cynthia was trying to stop her bag. Like that gagged me. I'm sure it gagged Cynthia too, but that gagged me. I didn't know, and I love Cynthia. I love all the girls. I was gagged. What do y'all think though? Not NeNe Nation. Are we hashtagging NeNe Nation? Okay, Tavares, we'll hashtag NeNe Nation. Fine. So that was a huge surprise to me because I had no idea that she felt Cynthia trying to stop her bag. Cynthia went on Two Teas in a Pod and said that she never, in case y'all don't listen to Tamara and Teddy's podcast, let me tell you. So Cynthia responded to NeNe's claims that Cynthia allegedly tried to stop her bag and was working with people to do that. Okay. Cynthia said on Two Teas in a Pod podcast that she doesn't have the power to fire anybody from Taco Bell, let alone a housewife show. That's what Cynthia said, child. Cynthia said that it's not true. Cynthia said that she always said that NeNe was great television and that why would she try to stop NeNe's bags when NeNe, this is what Cynthia said, why would I try to stop NeNe's bags when NeNe is the reason people watch the show? She said, when people say the Real Housewives of Atlanta, people think of NeNe. So Cynthia denied it. She said she never said it. So I want to make sure that we got Cynthia's POV. Cynthia said she never said it or tried to do it. Cynthia's allegedly she never tried to do it. Allegedly. That's what she said. Allegedly. Okay. That's what she said. Okay. NeNe also said, I am her. And she is she. Okay. The other thing that NeNe talked about in this interview was Bryson. And I'm happy to report that NeNe has been inundated with so many people working to help Bryson. When NeNe revealed that Bryson was, he's not here, so I'll say allegedly, that Bryson was allegedly dealing with this addiction for years, that's another thing that she was going through. Husband having cancer, ultimately losing him, her son, Brent, having a heart attack. And now we know that her other son, Bryson, was suffering through an addiction. That's a lot for one person to deal with. Okay? The beauty of NeNe sharing her story is the fact that addiction faces a lot of people, a lot of families in general. And the fact that she told her truth, a lot of people who are dealing with a family member having addiction said, what NeNe said is true. the person who has the addiction has to want to change. So I appreciated that NeNe was able to express that in order to heal. And because she did, NeNe is receiving so many companies, corporations, people wanting to help Bryson. Yes, Tiffany, Tanyelle. Yes, yes. You got this, Bryson. God is good. I believe that Bryson is going to get the help that he needs because NeNe shared her story. So everybody, please, please pray for Bryson. Okay. Now I'm gonna get to the other stuff too, child. But let me know in the comments the other stuff y'all want me to talk about in this interview. Now, let's talk about Kenya. Okay. I said that I felt that not NeNe, Lord Jesus. I said that I felt that Kenya and Portia coming in season 5 saved the franchise. It saved the show because season 4 was a little rocky to me. And I felt that Kenya and Portia came in and saved it. We also talked about whether or not, NeNe was threatened by Kenya. NeNe said that she wasn't. She never saw Kenya as the star. She said Kenya may have saw herself as the star, but she never saw her as the star, nor the lead, and that she was never intimidated by any of these girls that we brought in to join the show. Okay. With that being said, let me know in the comments what y'all think. Do y'all think Kenya was the star at one point? Is the star right now? Do y'all agree with me that Kenya and Portia saved Atlanta and resurrected the show by their presence? A lot of y'all saying no. Somebody said the show is starless. Y'all are mean. Anyways, y'all are shady. Y'all are shady. But okay, fine. Y'all are shady. I'm reading starless and no. Look, y'all are shady. I'm gonna tell y'all what gagged me, bitch. So when NeNe said, I didn't know this. NeNe said that she and Candy called the producers and the networks because Portia was on the chopping block and they fought for her. I never knew that. Like right hand. I didn't know that. I never knew that. The only thing I knew was the fact that there were conversations of whether or not we should give it to Portia. And I'm always in the producer meetings, right, with a lot of people. And I just remember saying, like, hey, I didn't produce season 5, but I'm telling y'all, based on what I watch, Portia's good. And Portia deserves a chance. And that's what I know. I didn't know that Candy and NeNe together contacted networks and producers for Portia. I didn't know that. I was actually, that was a gag of the gag. I didn't know that. And for me hearing that, one of the things that I saw, I kind of got more information about was the fact that NeNe is saying she's helped fight for a lot of girls or a lot of people, and she feels like no one is fighting for her. That's what I gathered from part 1 of the interview, is the fact that she felt like, I did this, and when I needed you guys, y'all weren't there for me. That's what I got from it. But again, I don't know if everybody knows that. I was at, excuse me, I was actually very shocked. I was very shocked by that. Um, but listen, we'll get down to that too. Now, okay, let's talk about Sheree. Y'all know I love Sheree. Sheree is my girl. Me and Sheree in real life are like this. Me and Sheree are friends. I love Sheree. Um, I have not talked about Tammy, not child. Mariah Carey, not She by Sheen. Y'all are why y'all so Tyrone Jordan spring summer? Why y'all so messy? Anyways, I cannot with you guys. Okay, let's talk about Sheree. NeNe said in my interview, this was the house that she built, and she felt that it's tumbling down. Let me ask y'all this: do y'all feel like the Real Housewives of Atlanta is the house that NeNe built? And if so, do you feel like it's tumbling down? Let me know. The girls are saying that NeNe is the landlord, is the owner, and that not all this. Yes, somebody say yes or no. Okay, let me know if NeNe built the house of Atlanta Housewives. Also, let me know if it's tumbling down. Sheree said in a tweet that it's our house, the beauty of an ensemble cast. Okay. Hey, Sheree. Thanks for watching. I love you. Mwah. I love Sheree. Okay. So, one of the things that I felt was good was the fact that, she really did feel that, um, yeah, she felt that NeNe should not, again, based on that tweet, I took the tweet as NeNe should not take credit for the success of the show, that the show is an ensemble cast. And I do understand what that means. I actually understand that. Okay. I get it and I understand it. One of the things though, on Ebony Blake said London Bridge, honey, shade. So one of the things is this. Yes, it's an ensemble cast. That is a fact. In terms of needing building the house, I think it's one of those things where everybody has a role they play in an ensemble. Everybody in an ensemble has a role to play. Everybody does. I think we can arguably say that at the end of the day, we can say that at the end of the day, NeNe was the face of the show. And that doesn't dismiss anybody. I think it's safe to say NeNe was the face of Atlanta Housewives. And I don't think that's shade to say that. I think if you look at most ensembles, in most cases, in an ensemble cast, someone is the face of the show. In most cases. And I think in the case of Atlanta Housewives, NeNe was the face of the show. Okay. Let me tell y'all about part two. So part two of my interview with NeNe airs Tuesday, 9:00 a.m. Eastern. Okay. In part two, I'm going to tell y'all some tea of what she is talking about. In part two, we talk about Wendy Williams. In part two, we do talk about Wendy Williams. We talk about how NeNe felt when Wendy called her that girl over there. We talk about how Wendy would be on camera shading NeNe allegedly, but behind the scenes calling NeNe and hanging out with her. We get into all of that. We get into conversations about opportunities that were lost because of some things that were said. We get into talks of a talk show. We get into all of that. Stay tuned. We also talk about Kim Kardashian. We talk about Kim Kardashian. We talk about Bethany Frankel. We talk about the stuff that I clip hanged. We talk about the legal situation she's going through. The answer may surprise you. We talk about that. And the other thing too, y'all, me and NeNe get emotional to where we both cry. Me and NeNe cry. And last but not least, and there's other stuff. I'm gonna give y'all some tea. I gotta say some tea for August, child. The other thing too is two things. Okay, I'll give y'all two because y'all so nice. NeNe mentions which housewife. Let me tell y'all something. NeNe Leakes mentions which housewife she felt was on her level when it comes to reading her. NeNe mentions a housewife that she said, of all the girls on this show, this person I will give it to. She's number one in terms of who read me. And when I say to you, it's a gag. She said, I said, what about this person? She said, nope. She said, this person, I will give her this. This person read me the most or the most fierce, did not back down, and I will give her the number one spot of the only bitch on Atlanta Housewives who got me together. She said, now that one, she got me. She got me. And it's a gag. Gag. Okay. So, anyways, so look, I just wanted to say this. We have reached almost. First of all, I'm not gonna read the shady stuff y'all said about the views and the ratings because y'all know I don't touch that topic because that's a mess. I'm not gonna touch it. But as of now, we have over 600,000 views. And I thank all of you all for that. I thank all of you all. 600,000 views in like 3 days. 600,000 views. So I thank you all for that. Part two, baby. Part two is a gag. So make sure after y'all pay y'all rent, it's the first of the month. So after you pay your rent, your mortgage, your car note, your insurance, child, Make sure at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern on August 1st, this Tuesday, you guys watch part 2. It is really good. And one thing that I just want to say to you all, I thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. And I gotta go because Bell Collective comes on tonight at 9 o'clock, and I gotta live tweet and get ready and eat my chickpea salad because I'm vegan. I want to say this, and I want to leave y'all with this. God is good. Always trust God's timing. God is good. God is good. This interview would not have been this popular if it wasn't for where NeNe is at her place, where I am at my place. It's not easy. I'll say that. It's not easy to be in this position. I'll leave it at that. It's not easy. You have all this going on. But you can't play small for people no more. People can chew you up and spit you out. And sometimes people build you up to tear you down. And this interview has changed my life. This interview has changed NeNe. That's one of the things that me and NeNe spoke about. I'm forever a different person after this interview. We're not playing small anymore to make other people feel comfortable. And I feel like, and let me talk to people of color really quickly, and I'm gonna leave. Okay. One of the things is, sometimes when you are a person of color, sometimes you're just happy to be in the room because it takes a lot to be in the room. And sometimes you're not confident enough to reach your highest potential because you don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable. And you don't want people to say, you trying to do that. One thing I said to NeNe is, after part 2 airs, I hope that you're able to fully be aware that you have supporters and that people are going to ride for you. If you stay in this great place, God's going to open up so many doors for you. He's going to open up a window of blessings and pour it out. Stop playing small, y'all, to make other people feel comfortable. Because at the end of the day, those same people who you're trying to make comfortable because you're playing small are those same people who's going to step all over you because you allow them to. Don't do that. All right. I love y'all. I gotta go. Log on to carloskingshop.com. Buy some merch, honey. We got t-shirts. We got hoodies. We got mugs. We got a bunch of stuff. And I will see y'all Tuesday, August 1st at 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay? I love you all immensely. And on behalf of me and NeNe Leakes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to my raindrops, we see each other. Watch Bell Collector tonight, 9 o'clock, child. And tomorrow, watch Love and Marriage, Detroit.